It's no secret conspiracy theories proliferate online. Swiping up on TikTok or Facebook these days, it doesn't take long until you see videos about government cover-ups of COVID cures or the supposed dangers of the 5G network. While misinformation and conspiracy theories spread like wildfire online, are they all created equally?
The way we define conspiracies it varies a lot, and it's important to acknowledge that there are real instances of conspiracies. Conspiracies are a real thing. Sometimes people in power abuse their power, and it's really important that we acknowledge that.
Abby Richards is a disinformation researcher, and she educates people about conspiracy theories on her TikTok account. She developed her own method of categorizing this information, separating conspiracy theories from conspiracies. Abby created a popular chart that went viral online. And in this upside-down pyramid, she organizes conspiracy theories into various categories.
I remember having a conversation with somebody, and this was back in September of 2020. We were talking about conspiracy theories and talking about which ones, if we had to believe in ones, which ones would it be? And I just said, they aren't all one big group. There needs to be some kind of structure, just in my own mind, because these get really hateful, and I know that they get hateful, and I know that a lot of them are rooted in anti-Semitism, but where is that line, and how do I find it? So I just sat down and on the back of a piece of scrap paper, drew out this kind of triangle and started playing around with organizing them.
There are psychological reasons people like to believe conspiracy theories and pass them along, and these reasons are generally related to wanting to feel knowledgeable and wanting to feel in control.
A conspiracy theory will sometimes kind of temporarily soothe anxieties we have when we feel uncertain about the world or anxious about the state of it and the future and just overwhelmed by everything. It can often feel like, oh, there's an answer. There's an evil group who is in control and it's their fault. And that for us is kind of comforting in the short term, not in the long term, but in the short term, it's pretty comforting. A conspiracy theory is generally a much bigger, all-encompassing theory that requires some sort of almost supernaturally powerful elite group to be secretly pulling the strings, and a mathematically impossible number of people to be keeping that secret. Somehow, all of them would have to be in on it. I often say, it's like these people have never tried to throw a surprise party.
Or just play the game of telephone in a room, right?
In the chart, she acknowledges there's a difference between conspiracies based in reality, like Watergate, and more far-fetched conspiracy theories. Her chart shows fun, gossipy theories can quickly turn dangerous.
A lot of the times with the conspiracy theories that we see that are kind of more harmless and fun, a lot of celebrity gossip or so-and-so is a clone, they aren't necessarily going to lead someone to go attack the Capitol, but they also are kind of oftentimes pretty dehumanizing.
As you move up the pyramid, the conspiracy theories become more dangerous, racist, and harmful.
As we kind of move even further away from reality and deeper into ideology, we get into these conspiracy theories that center some evil group that controls the world and is running the world in secret. And those are oftentimes really rooted in hatred and rooted in anti-Semitism and racism.
Anti-Semitism and conspiracy theories, especially in the time of COVID, can go hand in hand.
What is it with social media that makes conspiracy theories fly so far so fast?
Conspiracy theories are really engaging. They kind of spark our brain up and light our brain up in a way that keeps us on platforms for longer. And that's fundamentally what a lot of the platforms want.
TikTok in particular has turned out to be an ideal channel for conspiracy theories to thrive. Abby and other researchers found that it is not hard to make TikTok send you down a far-right rabbit hole, depending on what types of videos you interact with. To test this, Media Matters created a new TikTok account and only interacted with transphobic content. Soon, the TikTok algorithm recommended more and more hateful content.
Tell me a little bit about TikTok, the place that you focus in on, how does a conspiracy theory spread on there? Is it because there's somebody that has a large following that believes it, or what is it that gets it into more and more people's feeds?
On other platforms, it's important that somebody that you follow or are friends with shared it for you to be able to see it. But on TikTok, the algorithm just looks at whether or not other people have liked it and whether it thinks that you will like it. So nobody that you know has to have shared it with you. These conspiracy theories, they then go viral even more easily on a platform like TikTok.
So we should be on guard to realize that some of these folks that are pushing these theories, they have other agendas of their own that might not sit well with you, even though you might believe this one little tiny fraction of it, that they might be connected to something much worse.
Absolutely. And there's parts of it that are very easy to believe. It's very easy to believe that there are people who have more power than they should. And there's a lot of systemic inequality that we can dive into to try and better understand that. But conspiracy theories will often take those things that are easy to believe, that we do all feel, and then offer a very simple, easy answer that is fundamentally rooted in hatred.
Overall, though, one thing to resist doing, no matter how hard it may be, is commenting and interacting with inflammatory conspiracy theories on TikTok. If the platforms are pushing this content on us, how do we keep from falling into conspiracy theories online?
I think the first thing that we should do is not put that burden on all individuals if that's possible. Because really it should be, the burden is on the platforms to be ensuring that they aren't spreading lies, and not on the consumers to then go decipher every single untruth that they see on the internet. First piece of advice is usually if you see a conspiracy theory, don't engage with it. You can always say you're not interested, don't share it, just don't feed it. Oftentimes, even when we try and, comment on it and be like, I don't know if this is true, that is still engagement. You're still watching it and you're still sending a message to the algorithm that you enjoyed it. So really, one of the best things we can do is shut that off and not engage with it.
What Abby's work shows us is that we need to stay vigilant when consuming social media and make sure we don't always believe what the algorithm feeds us. Keep it real. I'm Hari Srinivasan, and this is Take on Fake. Thanks for watching.